Hi, I'm Mark Medina with the Los Angeles Times, and I'm standing beside Mark Heisler with the Los Angeles Times, and we're just coming off. Lakers just won against the Indiana Pacers by a score of 122-99. Didn't start off the greatest, but they really opened it up with that third quarter run. What do you think was the key to that?
Well, I think they just started playing basketball.
Sounds simple enough.
It wasn't as good as it sounded.
Right.
The Lakers haven't been playing very well recently, and they're not supposed to be, like playing with their food. They had a very bad first half. They came out, like no defensive effort. Josh McRoberts walking behind their defense, catching a pass, laying it up. Josh McRoberts dunking on Kobe. I mean, it was just one thing after another. Kobe throwing two pick and roll passes behind Andrew Bynum. Andrew giving it one of these,
So lots of things to iron out for them.
Let's just hope that Kobe didn't see it. So then in the second half, they started playing well. They're going on the road for 6 to 7, and Phil Jackson kind of suggested afterwards they need the challenge because they need to start playing well. And around here, they just feel too safe.
As far as the start of the game, they obviously came off that huge win Sunday against the Denver Nuggets. Did that have a lot to do with it as far as just having one of those letdown type games, or do you think there's issues that emerge from that?
I think they have too many letdowns. I think they let down too easily. They're an offensive team. Their defensive effort can really vary, and it's varying too much. They're not as serious as they need to be at this point of the season, given the way they're playing.
One of the ongoing developments in the past 5 games has obviously been just Kobe Bryant's come back from his sprained left ankle, and today he didn't have a particularly good shooting night, but a lot of his points came off of free throws, drives to the basket. How do you assess how Kobe's been as far as just getting back into the lineup from his injury?
Well, Phil Jackson said afterwards that he's never seen him struggle quite like this, and I saw him for 4 years before Phil Jackson, and I've never seen him struggle like this. It was different when he was young and really wild. But there's no doubt that this injury has really thrown him off, and this is just not Kobe Bryant we're looking at. He just does not have his feet under him. He just doesn't have any shot going. But I would say that if your worst problem is Kobe Bryant returning to form, you got no problems. He'll be fine.
This is very minute in the grand scheme of things.
No, I mean, this is a guy who will get it going. Okay. Who will do everything. If he needs to shoot 100,000 shots in a day, that's what he'll do.
He'll do it. Yeah. Another thing that's kind of come out of the past few games is just I wouldn't say the emergence of Ron Artest, but just some of his key defensive performances. How would you say how he's been doing so far this season?
Well, it's a curious season for him. We all knew that he was not the fit that Trevor Ariza was. Trevor was a perfect fit. Ron's not a perfect fit. He doesn't know the offense. I don't think he'll ever get the offense.
He hasn't read Phil Jackson's book yet.
He doesn't. He's just a guy. He gets the ball. He just wants to pound it, and he's doing better not doing it. I mean, one important thing is he is making threes, which is a really big thing. Trevor did that, and they need that from that position. It spaces the floor a lot. Defensively, he's not the defender that he used to be. It used to be that you could put him on anybody from a point guard through a power forward and some centers, and he could play all of them. He was like 6'7", 240 pounds, huge from the waist down, and amazing quickness. And amazing strength. He really is a Dennis Rodman kind of player, like one position down. Now he's not like that. He can't guard those water bugs that he used to guard. But we saw Sunday against Denver. Carmelo Anthony, who's his size, that's a good matchup for him, and he gave Carmelo a lot of trouble. Today, who was it? Danny Granger.
Yeah.
He's tough on Granger, and that's a good sign because Granger's not a big strong guy who's trying to use his body for leverage. He does move around, and he had a really good game against him. So that's and I think Phil has said something. They've tried to get some weight off of Ron to get him a little lighter.
And lastly, you mentioned obviously this month featuring a lot of road games, and they're about to start a 3-game road stretch there. Are there any other particular areas you think the Lakers need to sharpen or at least build upon?
Well, I mean, they always need to play better defense. You know, they play defense completely situationally. If it's a big game and they're, you know, a little taken aback, you know, as they were going in that Denver game, they might come out and try harder. But then, you know, their whole offensive game, you know, since they've gotten Kobe back, you know, there was all this thing about, you know, what they were without Kobe, and then Kobe came back in like the first game he took over in Memphis and won the game single-handedly. And then since then he's really been struggling. You know, he has to get his game back together, and then they have to get their game. And then, you know, the other thing is that Powell and Andrew have never gotten it down. They're okay together, but their best lineups really are either of those big guys with Lamar. You know, they both do better than they do with each other. So yeah, they got a lot to work on. they got enough to, you know, there's 6 weeks left in the season. They got 6 weeks worth of stuff.
Well, at least for now they got the victory, but obviously there's still things that Lakers will be looking forward to trying to fix and improve upon for the end of the regular season. That's all for now. Thanks a lot for watching.